All right, cool. Got the black plots here. Or should they be green? I don't know. What do you guys think? Just if you guys think I should turn these green, just put in the comments and I'll quickly turn them green. But I'm just gonna leave them black for now. So because we're not comparing it to, like, this is just a sales transaction table, so if we're just really looking at the sales. So in the case that we have, uh, I mean, we're not really comparing, buy versus sell of a single asset. I mean, really, this is just like, I honestly have no idea. So I'm not one for creating models. I create systems for creating models, so I'm not really well versed in the whole, data, like analyzing data and data science. You know, that's not, that's more of my thing. I build shit, build systems. So just an FYI. But let's create more systems, shall we? Rather than poking around with this stuff. Uh, well, we need to add a title to this, like we had stated earlier. And then we want to add a title to this table. So how would we... and then what would be nice is if we could stack these on top of each other. Now, these are like things that I consider to be important. So, yeah, let's get to that. So let's say how to add title uh, to plot. Well, I think we might be able to just use this page as a reference. Plot. Title. Okay, there we go. So we know there's a title one there. Now let's see if there's one for the toHTML method. Not seeing one. So how about this? How about we move the table underneath the chart, and then we don't even have to worry about the table title. So let's move. So how would we? Okay. All right, there we go. And then okay, so now let's add the title. So the title will be called sales. This title might change later, if we throw in some other data, but we'll just leave it there for now. Sales. All right. So now let's... Oh yeah, and another thing is that we need to sort this by chronological order. So we'll do that, and then also it'd be nice to be able to center this. Maybe make these columns a little wider, because it would be nice to have these two things be the same width. But honestly, I don't even think that's important at all. I just want things to be symmetrical. So what we can do is put both of these inside of a container, and then we'll, you know what? Nah, we won't even worry about it. All we're gonna do is, let's see, sales date block ether transaction. We're just gonna sort this, and then we're gonna move on to other important things. So how do we sort it? So to sort, what we'll do is say sort values, and we're gonna sort it by date block. Or no. We're gonna save it by date, and then ascending. Do we want to ascend? Yes. Okay, so then we don't have to worry about it. .2html. Now let's try it. All right, there we go. So it's ascending. Okay, now let's move on to something. Let's add another column. I'm thinking right after this ether column, we could have some sort of percentage increased column. So to do that, we're going to need to create some sort of, it's a transformation function where, just like the other transformers we created, we're going to create one for that. So let's go to here. Transactions, transaction hashes. I'm just going to put it right there. Okay, so then we're going to call this ethers to, let's say, PCT changes. And we're going to call this ethers. Now let's say results is equal to this. And then we're going to have a last ether is none. And then we're going to say for ether in ethers. Let's see. How do you want to do this? If not last ether, we're going to say last ether is equal to ether. Or, okay, yeah, so then we'll say else. Okay, and then we'll say results dot append. We're going to say none. And then we're going to say results, or let's see, percentage change is equal to, let's see, so we want to take the current ether. Oh gosh, I'm so bad at math, honestly. I gotta Google this. Let's see, Python percentage increase function. Oh wow, that's interesting. That pandas has this percentage change between the current and a prior element. See, what's an example of this? Percent change. Okay. Okay, what percentage change? Percentage change. Okay, so I'm guessing it takes a. It's looking at these values. Then it's saying the percentage change of all the columns. So then it basically creates a data frame where instead of it being values like this, it's creating percentages. So that's interesting. So how would we, instead of it being for a data frame though, how do we do it for a series? Okay, so here's the series. Okay, so the original series is this. Okay, so this is exactly what we want. So let's take that percentage change. I don't even know what this fill method means, but any of you guys know what that means? Because I don't know. I don't want to Google it because I'm too lazy right now. So we're just going to try this. Percentage. Ethers or percentage changes. So we're going to remove all of that. And we're going to call this ethers. Or say result is equal to that. We're going to print it out to see what it looks like, just in case. And then we're going to return the result. Okay, likely going to have errors with this because this is my first time using this function. So let us add this to dashboard. Okay, so there's ether, token ID, transaction date, date block, figure. Let's just add to the end. So then we say what do we want to call this? PCT change. Percent change. You know what? We're gonna put, yeah, PCT change. I'm really bad at naming things, guys. Just in case you guys haven't noticed that yet. I'm really bad at deciding on how to name things and then naming things. So I could always use some help there. But we're just gonna, yeah, percent change. And anytime you want a a new column that's multiple words, then you have to add these characters around it. You know, those slanted quotes. But at the at symbol, and that should be good. Oh yeah, and then let's add it to our table. Percent change. Percent change. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. Percent change, we're going to put it right there. All right. Let's run this sucker. Percent change, not an index. That is interesting. Why not? Okay. I always have bad luck with these things, honestly. Let's just take them out. Make life easier for us. Okay. So this doesn't really look right to me. Why is it negative? That does not make sense. And this should not be like, oh, weird. Weird. Why is it percent change? Okay, so we print it out to the console. Yeah, so that, but why is that negative? Because it's like they're increasing. I don't understand. So, let's see. Percent change. Percentage change between the current and prior element. From the immediate previous row by default, it's useful in comparing the percentage of change in a time series of elements. Okie dokie. See how other people use it. Okay. Hmm. Fill method pad, limit none, frequency none. Fill method, how to handle NAs before computing percent changes. Number of consecutive NAs to fill before stopping. See, so this, in this example, see how that is, I don't know if you see that. It's positive on their end. Positive, and then negative. Like, that's how it should work. But ours, for some reason, it's all negative. Does it have to do with, you know, let's try taking out this fill thing. So how would we, ethers percent change. Now let's fill method. We're gonna take that out. Still negative. The heck? Okay, we're also going to print out the ethers and see if that has any correlation to what we're getting. All right. Interesting. So Ah, that is interesting. Okay. I noticed something interesting here. Okay, so it's calculating the percent change between that and that, and then that and that, and that's why it's getting negative. So perhaps we need to sort. Um, it's like we need to sort beforehand. Yeah. So like, see how we're sorting the values here? Maybe we need to sort it earlier. So let us. How do we sort it before transformation is the question. Okay, data frame from records. Let's do it. Da, 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 da. Well, we can't sort it by the date because that's a transformation. Okay, so we're just gonna have we're gonna keep it the same, but we're gonna have a workaround. And if any of you guys have a smarter way of doing this, then drop it in the comments. That'd be super useful for everyone. But for now, we're just gonna do a shortcut. To do that, let's see. How do we sort a series? Sort values. Okay. Okay, so let's sort this. Sort values. And I think we can say this is tricky. Okay. Guys, I'm really sorry about this, about going back and forth, but whenever you're programming and you're trying to explore solutions, it's really hard to, like, you constantly have to change directions. It's just part of the job. So um, I don't think we can't do it here because there's going to be some, like a conflict if we were to try to sort it by values, then it's just for other NFTs, it could potentially like do stuff with the data we don't want it to. So we're gonna add the workaround here. Now let us. Okay, so what we're gonna do is right after figure, we're gonna close that list off. Then we're gonna close the transformation function off. Return the data frame, pass it into a new transform function, and then add this percent change there. That should work. Okay, so here. Close that off. Close that off. Okay, now right between here is where we're going to add our sort values function. So let's say we're going to add another function called sort. And let's say sort by Okay, so we want to sort it by the date. So here, where it says sort values date, okay, we're going to call this sort values. Not that. This. Sort values date. All right. Now we need to add that function. So where are we going to do that? Assets token IDs group by. We're going to do it right there. Data frame and then by the column. Return data frame sort values and column, and then ascending equals ascending. And we're going to have an optional keyword argument right there. We're going to say ascending by default is true. So in this case, we do want it to be ascending. So, okay, now we have to add sort values down to the filters. So, right after group by, sort values. All right.